me today is Virginia Day. Virginia's nickname is Sis. Today is May 12th, 2009, and thank you so much, Sis, for taking time to join us today and to share your memories of Carroll County with us.
You're welcome.
We're happy to have you here. What I'd like to do is just start talking out is about some of the biography from your life. So can you tell me when you were born, Sis?
Huh?
When were you born, Sis?
1928.
1928. And where were you born at?
At Cedarhurst, Asbestos.
Okay.
On Route 140.
On Route 140. And where did you grow up, Sis?
Deer Park Road.
Deer Park Road. And that's in Carroll County, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Where have you lived your whole life?
Huh?
Where have you lived your whole life?
Right in Carroll County.
Right in Carroll
Most
County.
of it.
Very good. And what jobs have you had in your life here at Carroll County?
You what?
What jobs have you had here in Carroll County?
Well, I'm a member of the Gamma Far Hall and Senior Center. And I used to water the plants, flowers.
Yep.
And now I'm bagging the bread.
You're bagging the bread. Tell me about when you were growing up. What did you do for a living when you were younger?
Well, I lived on Old 91.
Yep.
And, excuse me. What was it? I moved there in 46.
Mm-hmm. And what did you used to do when you were living in your first house that you grew up in? Did you guys have a garden?
This one?
Yes, that one.
My grandmother raised me.
Your grandmother raised you. Do you want to share the picture?
Yeah.
So this is the house that Virginia grew up in with her grandmother. And back then, can you tell me about what the lifestyle was like in that house, Virginia?
Well, we was pretty well crowded.
Crowded?
My grandmother raised my brother, and our husband was there, and all that.
And what types of things did you do for activities growing up?
Well, I went sled riding.
Yep, you went sled riding.
And my brother gave me a bum sled, and I went down the hill and knocked my teeth out, hit the bumper on a car. So that was exciting.
I'm sure it was.
And then when we lived here, I climbed a step ladder. I was fighting the bumblebees, and I fell down and broke my arm.
Now, was there a hospital nearby when you were growing up?
No.
Oh. So where did you have to go for medical care?
The old Dr. South in Reisterstown.
Okay. So would he come to your house then?
Yeah.
That's nice. Now, tell me a little bit more about your house. Did you guys have a farm or a garden?
I don't have much time to put in the garden, but I used to.
So when you were growing up, did you guys
Yeah.
have a garden?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I lived back at Every Church Road off of 91.
Yep. Tell me about some of the activities that you did with your community when you were growing up in Carroll County.
Oh, it wasn't too much then.
Yep. Did you, were you an active member of the church?
Yeah, I go to Methodist Church on 91. Member there.
And tell me about some of the things that your grandmother used to like to cook for you growing up.
Yeah, well, I broke their china closet. I stuck a chair in it.
Uh-huh.
You know the glass on the side?
Yes.
I still can remember it.
Aww.
So, it was her and my grandfather and my brother.
And I knew your family was very important to you growing up then, sis?
Yeah, she raised me for a long while before she passed away.
And sis, can you tell me how many grandchildren you have?
I have let's see, I got 3 by my granddaughter, and I got 4.
4 grandchildren.
Yeah.
How many great-grandchildren?
I got 5.
5 great-grandchildren. So, tell me this, sis, if your great-grandchildren were watching this today, tell me some of the toys you used to play with growing up. Tell me about some of the toys you used to play growing up with.
I raised my grandchildren.
Uh-huh.
They used to come over to my house, and every day their father would drop them off.
Uh-huh.
Especially the twins, this girl and boy. And their sisters only in their 28 now.
Oh, okay. So tell me about some of the things when you were young, sis, when you were growing up in your house. What types of things did you guys do for vacations? Where did you used to go for vacations?
We went crabbing down in Annapolis. That's one thing.
That's fun.
When my husband was living.
Did you guys go anywhere else or visit any other places?
We went down to Florida to see his brother.
Okay. What about things in Carroll County? Were there any activities or things you guys would do during the summertime here in Carroll County?
Where'd that bother me again?
Sure. Were there any activities here in Carroll County that you used to like to do in the summertime?
No, not too much.
Not too much. Did you guys have a favorite ice cream shop or somewhere you'd like to visit as kids?
I used to drive everywhere.
Okay.
Down back Deer Park Road and everything.
What are some of your favorite childhood memories growing up here in Carroll County?
Well, I guess it's when my grandmother lived on Emory Road.
So you would visit her a lot on Emory Road? And tell me about, from your perspective, how have things changed over the years in Carroll County?
They've changed a lot.
A lot. What about traffic? Have you noticed a difference?
Traffic is terrible on 91.
Yes.
I used to live in the house, Tollgate House. It sit right on the road. And all you had to do is step off my front porch and get on the school bus. That was that close.
Yeah. So a lot of changes then you've seen. Tell me about what, when you were growing up with your grandmother, sis, what made her decide to come to Carroll County?
She always lived in Carroll County.
What about her parents? Do you know what made them decide to come to Carroll County?
Well, I don't know too much about my grandmother passed. I know she was married, and then she married to Hellwig, Jacob Hellwig, my grandfather.
And did you meet your husband here in Carroll County?
Yeah, he was in the National Guard when I met him, Army.
And tell me about when you and your husband were married and you had your house here in Carroll County. What activities did you guys do together?
We went right to Finksburg Preacher, married.
What types of things would you and your husband do in this area together?
Well, we got married in 46.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me, sis, if there's anything you'd like to share with us, any memories or anything else that you would like your great-grandchildren to know?
My great-grandchildren, the young just turned 2. And she lives down Towson.
Is there anything about Carroll County that you would like her to remember?
Well, I lived there almost all my life.
Yeah.
80 years.
Okay. Well, sis, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time and hearing more about Carroll County from your perspective.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie.